She hijacked my front yard for her dream wedding, so I made sure it was her worst nightmare. I swear I was only out to water the strawberries. It was a Saturday morning in June, sunny, quiet, one of those rare days where everything feels like it might actually go right. That is, until I stepped outside and saw a white carpet unrolled across my front lawn like I was hosting the frickin' Oscars. Rose petals everywhere, folding chairs like little plastic soldiers, a full-blown wedding arch, right where I'd just mulched last week. And standing there like some smug queen sipping coffee was Stephanie, my neighbor, my HOA president, and apparently, now, the unauthorized wedding planner of my personal property. I thought maybe I was losing my mind. I asked one of the crew guys what was going on. He barely looked at me. Sanchez wedding, 4 p.m. Ceremony should wrap by sunset. I told him this was my yard. He shrugged and pointed to Stephanie. Talk to her. We're just hired help. So I did. She gave me that fake sweet smile that people like her weaponize. It's just one day, she said. You weren't using it anyway. It's for my niece's big moment. Don't make it about you. Make it about me? My tomato bed was crushed. My lilies were buried under folding chairs. My porch, my damn porch, had someone's heel mark on it. And her explanation? It's community space, she said, waving some outdated zoning map like it was gospel. I laughed in disbelief and showed her my deed. Private property. Clearly marked. But she didn't care, because for Stephanie, control wasn't about rules. It was about dominance. I tried calling the HOA office. No answer. It was Saturday, of course. I stepped back outside and watched more guests arrive. Uninvited. Some were parking in my driveway. One kid kicked a soccer ball into my flower beds. A bridesmaid used my porch railing to reapply her lipstick. The DJ started blasting static into the air. And that's when I realized this wasn't a wedding. It was a power play. I went inside, emailed my deed to a city contact. Got confirmation in 10 minutes. Your yard is 100% yours. That was all I needed. I walked back outside, handed the printout to Stephanie and said, "Get out." She didn't even look at it. Instead, she laughed and said, "Grow up. It's just grass." My hands were shaking, but I knew better than to escalate in front of 80 people. So I smiled, went inside, and started filming everything from the window. That night, after the chaos ended, I did something I should have done a long time ago. I planted thorn bushes, 36 of them. Sharp, dense, impossible to walk through without regret. A living wall, right where her little fantasy aisle had been. Neighbors slowed down as they passed. Some smiled. A few even offered to help. But I told them no. This was personal. Stephanie didn't like it, obviously. Next thing I knew, she weaponized the HOA. Violations for unfriendly landscaping, excessive lighting, seasonally inappropriate wreaths. One notice even said my trash bins were too visible. But I kept calm. I documented everything. I wasn't playing her game. I was playing mine. Until she crossed another line. She planned a baby shower for another friend, and again she used my yard for the photo backdrop. Even put it in the invitation. But the thorn bushes did their job. One of her guests tripped, screamed, and left with a scratched arm and ruined dress. Stephanie called the cops again. They came again. And they left again. On my side. Then came the plot twist. I sent an anonymous tip to the city. Turns out, Stephanie had no permits for half the stuff she'd built on her property. Her patio, pergola, gazebo, all of it was illegal. When the city showed up, clipboard in hand, she finally felt what it was like to be powerless. She had no allies left. Not even her dog wanted to pee near my bushes anymore. At the next HOA meeting, neighbors voted her out, replaced her with Miss Delaney, a retired nurse who actually listens when you speak. Stephanie tried to protest, but no one cared. Her HOA kingdom had crumbled on the same soil she tried to steal. A few weeks later, I hosted a neighborhood BBQ, my first ever. Someone brought a sign that said, "No weddings allowed." Another brought cookies shaped like thorn bushes. Miss Delaney sat beside me with a cup of sweet tea and said, "You know, I always thought her gazebo was hideous." I laughed. My yard was mine again, and so was my peace. Now, let me ask you this. Was I being petty? Or was I just setting boundaries? Some folks say I went too far. Others say I didn't go far enough. Where's the line between protecting your space and becoming the villain? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Should I have handled it differently? Or did Stephanie get exactly what she deserved? Let's talk about boundaries, bullying, and whether petty revenge is ever really petty.